Everybody loves a top 10. It's time that we reveal another top 10 list specific to the quarterbacks that BYU will face this year in college football. It's Jarom's 10 and 10.
10 lists in 10 weeks. It's Jarom's 10 and 10.
Let's go. Teams not represented. Idaho State, UMass. Boise State.
What?
Nope. Chase Cord tore his ACL. Nope, didn't play enough.
No, Boise State.
Number 10, Eli Peters, Toledo. He split time with Mitchell GUADAGNI, who was injured. 55% passer, 18 touchdowns, 7 picks, 1,800 yards last season. Transfer from Illinois. I didn't know Illinois produced football. Part of an offense that led the MAC in scoring at 40 a game.
His name is Eli, and he's a quarterback. Makes you wonder, is he elite like Eli Manning?
You can't spell, well, Eli Manning's not elite now. Number 9, Ryan Agnew, San Diego State. Agnew was 6-1 as a starter last year, splitting duties with Christian Chapman between injuries. It's Agnew's job now. He threw for 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns. New spread offense should suit the dual-threat quarterback better.
I'm a little skeptical on San Diego State's offense as a whole. I think Agnew can play, but I think San Diego State's going to struggle to score points all year.
Juwan Washington, good running back. We'll see. New offense, right? Same OC. Number 8, Jaron Garantano, Tennessee. 12 touchdowns in 12 games last year. That's not a high number. He was hurt in several of those, but played through it. In 2 seasons, 16 touchdown passes, 5 picks. Doesn't turn it over easily, but doesn't have a 3-touchdown game yet. 200-plus passing in just 4 games. Underdeveloped weapons around him, and a young offensive line.
It's a Tennessee quarterback not named Peyton Manning, so I guarantano it that he will under-deliver.
What about T. Martin? Number 7, Blake Barnett, South Florida. The 5th-year senior and former 5-star recruit started 10 games last year, scored 20 touchdowns, 8 on the ground, 12 passing, 2,700 passing yards last year, 5th most in school history. That would be like 28th at BYU. This is his 3rd stop after Alabama and Arizona State.
What were Blake Barnett's stats when South Florida lost 6 games in a row last year?
Probably not good. Number 6, Stephen BUCKSHOT CALVERT. Buckshot is his middle name, legally. Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. Yep, that's his name. 2nd most pass yards of any returning quarterback BYU will face this year. 270-plus in 7 of the first 8 games in 2018. 21 TDs, 18 picks, so that ratio is not great. But in 2017, he put up 447 yards and 3 touchdowns in a win at Baylor.
Aside from having the best quarterback name on this entire list, I think Liberty and Calvert are sneaky. I'm glad BYU has this game in Provo.
They're sneaky. Last year, they were kind of a transitional FBS team, independent. Now they're full-fledged FBS independent this year. To the top 5. Number 5, Mitchell GUADAGNI, Toledo. 2nd Toledo quarterback on this list. In a blind resume, you might think this is Zach Wilson. Listen, in 7 games before a collarbone injury, he averaged 7.1 yards in non-sack carries. 13 passing touchdowns, 3 picks, 162 pass efficiency. Those are Zach Wilson's number almost to a T. Part of an offense that led the MAC in scoring at 40 a game.
Toledo happens to be the game right after BYU takes on 4 Power 5s, and the Cougars have to go to the Glass Bowl. This game concerns me quite a bit. And yeah, Mitchell can throw the ball for sure.
Toledo lost its top 3 receivers that had a ton of weaponry and yardage and touchdowns, so that's the goodness. Number 4, JT Daniels, USC. Started 11 games last season against Notre Dame in the season finale, 26 of 31 as a freshman. Backup Jack Sears will push Daniels for the starting spot in August. 3rd in the Pac-12 as a freshman, 243 a game. He didn't play great, but he was highly recruited, and with those receivers, which to me are the best among all the opponents BYU face, he's a good QB.
This is a trap game for USC, and I just have this funny feeling that BYU is going to bring the house against JT Daniels and that offensive line from USC. I think BYU's defense is going to have a fun day against this team.
Number 3, Tyler Huntley, Utah. He's a senior now, 140 efficiency rating, 12 TDs, 6 picks in 9 games last year before breaking his collarbone. That's multiple QBs that broke their collarbone. Huntley had a tremendous October. Utah was 4-0 in the Pac-12. They were rolling before his injury.
He's the real deal, people. If Tyler Huntley can stay healthy, Utah may very well win the entire Pac-12 and go to their first Rose Bowl.
I'm interested to see him play because he's good. He's been really good at times, but at times he's just okay. Number 2, Jordan Love, Utah State. Love was incredible last year. 3,500 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, 64% completion rate, 7 rushing touchdowns, 4 TDs against Brigham, 7 300-yard passing games. He was fantastic, but as we mentioned, only one other starter back on offense and a new offensive staff. I think things will be different. They won't be as explosive.
Jordan Love is good enough to help Utah State probably win 8 games this season, but this is a very different team. Yeah, and BYU's favored by 2.5 in Logan, for crying out loud. That would not have happened last year.
Right. That was Utah State team that finished top 25, 11-2. And the top quarterback BYU will face in 2019, Jacob Eason, Washington. The 6'6" signal caller returns home to Seattle, where he was a 5-star high school standout. He started 16 games in 2 seasons at Georgia before he lost the job to Jake Fromm after an injury. As a freshman, threw for 16 touchdowns, 8 picks in the SEC. And after a redshirt year last year, takes over for Jake Browning and tries to jumpstart this offense that has not been what they were hoping. They've relied on the defense more the last 2 years.
The transfer situation is always interesting to me because I wonder if it will help Jacob Eason take the next step, or if it's going to be a situation where he just is mediocre like a lot of transfer quarterbacks late in their careers. Could this be a Russell Wilson situation where he's at Wisconsin and they're awesome? I don't know, maybe with Chris Peterson.
Yeah, he's back home. He's got 2 years to play, and those are the top 10 quarterbacks BYU will face in 2019.